Bad, immoral, and wrong.
This is the Modern Eater Show.
Piping hot and delicious.
The Modern Eater.
Food. Oh!
Come and get it! And now your hosts, Greg Hollenbeck, Jay Parker, Brian Freeman.
Okay, live and welcome to Studio Kitchen, Colorado. This is a special edition of the Modern Eater Show, live on iHeartRadio right now, and broadcasting and streaming live on Facebook and YouTube. Here we are at Studio Kitchen, Colorado. A lot has changed in just one short week. I never thought we would be at the point that we are today. The usual suspects are here with us today. Brian Freeman, how are you doing?
Very well.
Jay Parker, Little Rich Schneider, Dave Avery. I usually start out all's well in the world, but all's uncertain in the world today.
Yeah.
And what I want to do is jump right to coronavirus. It's dominating the news and our lives. I mean, you cannot escape it. Nor do I think that you should escape it, but there's a lot of information. Not necessarily misinformation, because I think the truths of things change from day to day.
Oh, it's evolving
information. The truths of what today's news could apply to today, but it is ever-changing, it's evolving, and we need to stay on top of it. We here at the Modern Eater love to give out the information of our local hospitality and service industry. That is what today's show is going to be all about. Coronavirus, being the voice of hospitality here, it's our duty to address these things. And I can't think of a better way than to have the Colorado Restaurant Association here with us. And ladies, hello, CEO and President of the Colorado Restaurant Association, Sonia Riggs, welcome.
Thank you.
Good to have you here. Yeah. First time in the kitchen, kind of a little different here tonight. We decided in our best interest that we would just kind of make this an us in the room. Not just because we didn't want all the action here in Studio Kitchen, Colorado, but because we wanted to concentrate on what we want to express to folks. We will open up the phone lines with your permission, 303-713-8255. That's how you can get a line into the show. And we want to have a great, informative conversation, but also be able to answer some things that folks might want to know. What do you think?
Yeah, great.
Good.
I mean, we're happy to answer any questions we can.
Devaney McNeil here as well. VP of Strategic Partnership. Welcome to the Modern Eater Show. Many times you've been here.
Yes, it's so nice to be here, and it is interesting being here with just skeleton crew.
I know.
I mean, it's still very nice, but usually someone's flipping food around.
And we'll get back to it, right?
Yes, of course.
I mean, that's the main goal here. So as we're navigating these uncharted waters, and we're kind of all in this together, how do we begin this unity together to talk in a time to where we're supposed to distance ourselves from each other? Sonia, where do we begin with what we're seeing right now?
Well, I mean, I think part of it is people are just doing the best they can to try to be safe, right? Make sure if you're sick, don't be around other people. Make sure that you're being respectful. If you're at an at-risk population, they're saying 60 or older, but especially if you've got underlying health concerns, make sure that you probably do want to really distance yourself or consider staying home. But I'd say for the rest of the public, what we're hearing is just be cautious, wash your hands, do things that you really frankly should be doing every day, but be more diligent about it. And it's okay to go out. It's okay to still be around people. We don't have to completely isolate ourselves. We can still generally go about our daily lives. I know a lot has changed. You know, my kid's school is closed for the next 3 weeks. I know I've got a good friend who was just sent home to work from home for a month. So, you know, things are certainly changing, but that doesn't mean we can't still be around people. We just have to be more cautious.
Yeah, let's go slow. Let's go because we have plenty of time, a couple of hours. The next hour, I want to visit something that's very positive, and it's going to be your immune system. How do you bolster your gut health? How do you take care of yourself? Rather than spending all of this time, stress, a number one indicator of compromising your immune system. Yep. Carly Smith, the fairy gut mother, she's our spirit guide when it comes to our gut health. Carly will join us in the second hour. In the meantime and in between time, we've got experts here with us. We want to utilize the time with you guys to talk. I mean, we talked about what changed in just this short week. We thought the American Elm was going to be here tonight with us. Odell Brewing Company. Yep. Okay. Denver closes venues until April 12th. 100 confirmed cases of coronavirus in Colorado today as of noon. France, restaurants, cafes, cinemas, retail, schools closed for the unforeseeable future. Are we on our way to that? We'll talk about it. Grocery stores, drugstores, banks, public services, they're open for now. But how is that going to change? Spain, Italy, they're locked down. This is a serious thing. We're trying to find, Brian, we talk about this, and I don't want to get too much into opinion, but there's a great chance that all of us will come into contact with coronavirus. Mm-hmm. How good's your immune system? Will there be a vaccination in time for folks that are less fortunate or have underlying illnesses? It's how we all deal with this. And if we can get control of it right away. Vail, closed till March 22nd. And King Soopers now adjusting their hours from 7 to 8 p.m. Sonia, while you were here with us, you were getting information coming into you that it's just starting to now come in. What's the Colorado Restaurant Association? What's the message you'd like to send to folks? We've got a high number of people watching on Facebook right now. We've got restaurateurs, business owners. They'd like to hear from you. What you'd like to tell them.
Well, I mean, we're sending out different messages. One thing is what can we do to support the restaurants out there, right? What kind of help do they need? So we've been sending out emails. We sent an email at Wednesday and another one yesterday. We're sending another one out tomorrow. We've been working very closely with the state health department, with Denver Health, with the government on what they can do to help restaurants. So we're just trying to inform them right now on what they can do. Number one, to be cautious, remind them, of their training. Restaurants are already required by law to be very diligent to prevent the spread of any kind of illnesses, right? So in a general year, they've got to worry about the flu. They've got to worry about norovirus. They've got to worry about, all sorts of things that people could have and food safety. And by the way, I think it's important to know that this is not a foodborne illness, right? This is a spreadable illness among people that are coughing and sneezing and that kind of thing. So, but that being said, because restaurants are natural gathering places, so we're trying to help remind them of be diligent in what you already know and what you've already been trained to do. But we're also seeing a lot of restaurants step up even further than that. But then it's another message to the public, right? If you're sick, please don't go out. Please be respectful of other people.
How do we gauge that, though? I mean, I feel sick all the time. I mean, seriously, and I convince myself I'm ill with
You're
3 times today. I don't know if it's a hypochondria, but I'm hypersensitive now.
Right.
It's like that little itch inside of my nose.
People have got allergies this time of year, too.
But what do we talk to folks to where, we can cover all kinds of ground and great information also on your website. Thank you very much, where I got a lot of this information. But going down to state of emergency, mandated paid sick leave, temporary paid sick leave, a lot of folks are trying to navigate through all of this information that's coming to them. What's the best suggestion on that?
Well, we've got a legal resource center with labor law attorneys that help our members at no cost. And frankly, we're trying to help all restaurants right now. So I'd encourage anybody to call us if they have questions. But it is tough to navigate. Not only did the state mandate 4 days of paid sick leave paid fully by the employer if someone is exhibiting flu-like symptoms and they're being tested for coronavirus. But now the federal government came out today with other sick leave policies. Thank goodness they've also said, and we're just getting the information on that now, and we'll be forwarding that to folks, but that they will help through the IRS pay 100% up to a certain amount of money for people being on sick leave, not only for people that are specifically being tested for coronavirus, but also for those that are caring for an elderly parent or folks that don't have daycare, right? Because so many schools are closed right now. So they're offering more significant help. And we've been talking to our the local cities. We've been talking to the state and the federal government asking for additional help for restaurants and, frankly, the whole hospitality community, because they're being so incredibly hard hit right now. But we're trying to be a resource, like you said, on our website. We're sending out emails to any restaurant that we have information on, frankly, right now,
Right.
just to try to get the word out as much as we can. And we'd encourage people to honestly get back to us too and tell us their stories on how they're being affected, because that information helps us as we're talking to these legislators and lawmakers that are determining how they can help the industry.
Isn't there something about a size limit, though? I heard something over 250.
250 is what they're generally advising. Any group, any gathering larger than 250, they're asking people to just avoid. So, there are some restaurants with capacity more than 250, and what I'm already hearing is either we're advising people to, keep track of people as they come in, make sure that you're, if you're at 251, they're not going to shut you down, but you need to really be careful on and pay attention to how many people are there. I'm hearing stories of restaurants that are moving their tables a little bit further apart, that are cutting down some of their staff, that are having hand sanitizer all around, that are putting up hand washing signs everywhere. In fact,
this is a great place to pause. Do you mind if we pause there? Because I think we can come back and look at, well, what's the climate today? I guarantee it's going to be different tomorrow.
I agree. It's changing daily.
And then let's do that. We'll take a break. We'll come back to Studio Kitchen Colorado. This is a show that I believe we've got callers online. Callers, please hold 303-713-8255. Hold on. You'll get an opportunity to talk to Sonia and Devney from the Colorado Restaurant Association. In the meantime and in between time, when we get back, we'll continue with this conversation of the climate in which we're working with right now. Should you go to restaurants? If you do go, how should you handle it? And are we leaving this to the business owners themselves on what they would like to do with their establishment? When we go to break, you're going to hear a lot of great local purveyors, services, sponsors of the show. These are the folks that right now it's the most important time to gather together to figure out a way to work with your community. Throughout this show, we're going to give you ideas on how you can continue to support your community. I'm a champion for small business. Right now is a very, very vulnerable time for all of us. We'll get through this together, but the information and the conversation needs to happen now. We'll take that break. We'll come back. The Modern Eater Show, iHeartRadio.
Shoot path through Cyberland.
Don't forget to check us out on Instagram and Facebook for all the fun photos and videos. Just search The Modern Eater or check out the website, themoderneater.com.
It may not be stomach issues.
For me, it's intense gas, or pain, or diarrhea, sometimes all at once, over and over.
I spent years with the symptoms but could never figure it out.
No matter what I did, they never went away. So I decided to break it down for my doctor and get really specific about my symptoms.
We discovered that exocrine pancreatic insufficiency, or EPI, may be the reason for my stomach issues.
EPI is caused by my pancreas. It leads to diarrhea, gas, bloating, stomach pain, unexplained weight loss, and oily stools. The symptoms just don't go away.
But EPI can show up with even one symptom.
The good news? EPI is manageable.
But to get to the right diagnosis, you have to break it down for your doctor and get specific about the severity of your symptoms.
Visit identifyepi.com to learn more and use the symptom checker to help change the conversation with your doctor. Brought to you by AbbVie.
Modern Eater family, it's Little Rich. Everybody needs insurance, but do you have the insurance you need? When we opened Studio Kitchen Colorado, home of the Modern Eater, we had no idea what insurance we needed. We didn't even know where to begin. Times like that, I turn to the experts. Our insurance expert, Brian Brenning with the Ewing Levitt Agency. Brian makes the coverage discovery process easy and seamless. Here's what you can expect from Brian and the team at Ewing Levitt. The absolute safest coverage, fair, low rates, quick response time, and honest, straightforward service. I've been in business 40 years. I trust Brian Brenning and Ewing Levitt Agency. He's not just an insurance expert. He's my friend. Make him your friend and expert too by calling the Ewing Levitt Agency today, 970-679-7374 for the best and most reliable insurance coverage. That's 970-679-7374. It's the Ewing Levitt Agency. Hey, chef friends, it's Little Rich here from Rock
30 away to alive.
Is known for hyper-local, innovative, and healthy tortillas and chips, served by Colorado's top chefs, and that's why we only use Colorado Mills sunflower oil. If you, too, want to serve the healthiest,
you guys good for alive?
You must use Colorado Mills. Colorado Mills is hyper-local, Colorado-grown.
10 away.
Colorado. Whether you bake, fry, or saute, get your Colorado Mills today. Available through Shamrock, Growers, or
you are up.
The best oil in the business, use Colorado Mills.
Okay, back to the show in just a minute. What's the conversation? Yes, coronavirus. Lots of great information tonight on the Modern Eater Show. Stick around for that. Right now, Jeff Rourke and A-Plus Beverage Solutions. This gentleman's been in the business for over 25 years. Owned and operated family business. What does he do? He installs tap lines. You need faucets inside of your bars, your restaurants. And the brewers want you to taste the beer like they intended it to taste, the integrity of the beer. Imagine that. You go into some restaurants and bars and you're pouring inefficient beer, foam in a cup. That's just not the way that you want to portray your business. So do me a favor. Get a hold of who?
Jeff Rourke.
Jeff Rourke and A-Plus Beverage Solutions. Here's a phone number. You want to add a water line, a nitro line, a wine line?
Wait, there's even more.
Kombucha line. Jeff Rourke and A Plus Beverage Solutions. He'll do the maintenance. He'll do the install. 720-272-3809.
Wait a second. Let me get a pen.
All right, here's the pen. Hey, if you're pouring inefficient beer, what are you doing, boys?
Pouring your money down the drain.
Don't pour your money down the drain. Get a hold of him. 720-272-3809. It's Jeff Rourke and A Plus Beverage Solutions.
Hey, this is Brother Colorado Springs. All right, you ready? Owner of 4 by Brother Luck and Lucky Dumplings. I mean, he's a very, very impressive man. And you're rocking with the Modern Eater Show on iHeartRadio.
Okay, better be good. Bring us back.
Well, welcome. We are at iHeart Studios tonight. We are at the Modern Eater Studio Kitchen.
Yes, we are.
Tonight. But we are talking about something very important. Yes. We're at the...
Who are you?
I am Brian Freeman. You are Greg Hollenbeck. Yes. This is the Modern Eater Show. We have Little Rich Snyder, and we also have Sonia Riggs from the Colorado Restaurant Association.
You're right.
And Devaney.
Devaney.
Thank you.
Sure.
Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate that.
My mother. That was for my mother.
No. Mom says get it right.
Yeah.
But something big, and Jay Parker behind
Jay Parker.
Jay Parker behind the mic, and also
on the ones and twos.
Our good old friend David. But something that is important, and we're talking about this COVID-19. We're talking about coronavirus, something that is really impacting us all. And we were saying just before the break about establishments over 250.
Yep.
Just now, someone just walked in and informed me that the Broadway market has closed for the next couple weeks. And what impact is that going to have on all those small restaurateurs? And this is what we're talking about because of the fact that they have the capacity for 440.
Yeah, I think that's a great question. 303-713-8255. Call the show. Have the conversation with us. When we left off with you, Sonia, we were basically talking about, okay, here's what restaurants are doing now. This is today. Tomorrow's maybe going to be a whole different story.
Yeah.
What are they doing today?
Well, today they're heightening their awareness. They're looking for employees and customers who are showing any symptoms, right? They're making sure they've got hand sanitizer on tables. They're diligently cleaning above and beyond what they're already required to do, because this is something that they're aware of every day is, flu season's here every year. And they're already protecting people from that and from norovirus and other things.
So well, too.
Yeah. But, they're also ramping up delivery or takeout. That's one of the newer things that I've seen is really making sure that customers feel safe so that they've got other options rather than eating in the restaurant necessarily if they don't want to be around other people.
A lot of restaurants are offering curbside service.
Yep.
I know Linda at the Bindery just started doing that just to make people feel a little more safe. Sure. And I think that's what all of the restaurant community is trying to do, and not just immediately lock the doors. We're still saying if you're healthy, you can go out to eat. Yeah.
Do you think this is a time for the delivery services to increase? Do you think?
I think we will absolutely see an increase in delivery services. We're already starting to.
We're starting to look at what can we help the restaurants with best practices for delivery and things like that. It's kind of like if the coronavirus it's the stress of the coronavirus and everything like that of this whole thing.
Can I say one thing about delivery, though? Because one of the things, we've gotten a lot of calls from restaurants over the last couple months that we ask consumers to check with their local restaurant to make sure they actually offer delivery before they just call Grubhub or Uber Eats or that kind of thing, because there are quite a few times where they will list a restaurant's menu on their website without having permission from the restaurant, and certain restaurants may not offer delivery. While I think we're seeing an uptick in that for sure, meaning more restaurants are offering delivery, but sometimes they'll post an old menu or that kind of thing, especially if they don't have an agreement with the restaurant, and then the consumer will get upset at the restaurant when the restaurant didn't even know that their stuff was being posted. So that would be the one thing I would request of people is if they're looking to order, which I think absolutely do, we want these restaurants to stay in business through this crisis. We don't want our local restaurants where some of our most memorable experiences happen to close down for good, because, and I've, my colleague and my counterpart in Washington said that in Seattle just this week, 15 restaurants announced that they were closing for good. So, I'm concerned that we're going to start seeing that for good.
This is just for good. We're shuddering.
I'm very concerned that
there was stuff going on before this already. I would say that times have been harder on smaller businesses, even in the last year. And what I've seen, I was saying we've seen grocery stores, restaurants, and even farms start closing down because of the cost.
Because it's hard. Sorry.
No, we're living in a moment. And what I wanted to ask you, ladies, is Are folks looking to the Colorado Restaurant Association for guidance of what they should do, or are you following their lead as far as how this is operating?
They're absolutely looking to us. I mean, I know our restaurants are, like I said, we've been basically all coronavirus all the time over the last week.
Sure.
Our staff, our government affairs staff, our communication staff, our membership staff, and myself. But we're trying to work very closely with the state and local health departments on here's what you can do to really step up your game to make sure that you're making customers feel comfortable, that you're working with your employees. With what Governor Polis announced last week with the 4 days of mandated paid sick leave, and now what the feds have just announced today, we're actually planning on sending out another communication in the morning about what they need to know. I think a lot of people are looking to us to say, what do I do?
Because big responsibility. How do you handle this? Because what would happen if the Colorado Restaurant Association recommended shutting the doors for 3 weeks, 2 weeks?
I don't think we would.
Well, I don't think we're going to recommend it. I think what we're going to it'd come from the government.
Yeah.
Right. I think we've always had the attitude of you need to do what's best for your business, and we'll be here to support you however we can. But I don't think we're going to advise people one way or the other. We're going to let them make that decision on their own.
Well, new startups and stuff, that's where I get concerned. Is it's not even about getting repayment for missing anything. It's about can they even handle not having business? I mean, one of our sponsors that we have here is Element Knife Company.
Yeah.
He just opened up a shop just a couple weeks ago in Broadway Market. Now all of a sudden, this is something he's invested in.
These stories are going to be coming out fast and furious. How do we field them, and what do we give? How can we give them solace?
One of the things we've been seeing that people are doing, there's kind of a movement to buy gift cards to different places they love that
That's a great
they don't feel
idea.
comfortable going to. So buy a friend a gift card from your favorite restaurant. And as far as the CRA, we're always updating our information and sending out the most recent information. And we're also telling our members in any restaurant, if you're uncomfortable fielding calls from the media, send them to us and we'll help you out. So we're trying to be the port in this amazingly crazy storm.
But as we're seeing food disappear on grocery store shelves, which my husband went shopping for us this morning and sent me a picture of literally empty aisles.
Yeah, barren shelves.
People can order delivery from restaurants, and the delivery companies and the restaurants will, like Devaney said earlier, they'll either do curbside pickup or they will drop it off at your front door and leave. So if you don't feel comfortable having contact, they're trying to do whatever they can to make people feel more comfortable right now.
Distance themselves just a bit. And it's such a great point that you made, Dev, is that, Elin, the shop may be shut down, but elementknifecompany.com. That's a way that if Elin would need some help, I implore you, and it's so easy to click that Whole Foods or that Amazon button to get the delivery in a couple more days. But what can you do to keep those dollars here in our
100%. It's a small business is usually a cash flow thing, and anything we can support them in just getting through this together is going to be such a win for everybody in the end.
Fully agree. A lot of folks would say that it's going to get a lot worse before it gets better. Advice. Lead us down that road. I mean, I know this is New Cut Road, but people are looking to us as voices and leaders of this community. What do we say? Is it Katie bar the door and every man and woman for themselves, or is this an opportunity? Is this a galvanizing moment for us to learn in and to show what community is really about?
We're resilient, right? I mean, we'll go on. We will go on after this, and in fact, what we're hearing is for most people, some kids we're hearing don't even necessarily know they have it, but many people it's cold. It's like a cold, or it's like a mild case of something. Obviously, we're not taking this lightly. We understand that there are compromised people and more at-risk people that we certainly want to keep safe. So, we're advising those people to be very cautious. But for the rest of us, I mean, what do we really want to look like through this? I mean, we can survive this. We will get through this. And it's just be cautious, be respectful to other people. And
use more of these.
Use more. Yeah, we've got a bunch of hand sanitizers and
this is the new normal.
Exactly. So just change the way you interact with people. But I think for us to say this is the end of the world, it's not. And we'll get through it. And
These are times I've never seen before.
You know what I think?
Yep.
You know when you go through a hard breakup, and at the time the world is coming to an end, and in time you look back and you're like, what was I thinking?
Right.
And so I think this
I thought you were going to say
evolve.
I got rid of that virus too.
No, I think this eventually is also going to fall into that category.
Well, it definitely
But
has to.
we got a bumpy road till we're laughing about it.
Well, it's the time to think about being more healthy.
Yeah.
Let's talk about manufacturing next, because we have a chain. Once anything gets broken down in that chain and the links destroyed, we're going to have a difficult time. We've got an opportunity. Here's a Growers Organic produce. That's a concern of mine. When I go into grocery stores, do I want to have a Tostitos dinner or pizza or some produce? Really, I mean,
well, we could talk about how people are changing their habits.
And then Richie with Rockalitas tortillas. You guys are ramped up, I would assume. You made a great point about, hey, this is terrible on itself, but it's kind of getting rid of that inventory that we've had stocked up a little bit. Are there any silver linings to this? I sure hope so. Yeah. And I know having, and again, you guys good for a couple more segments?
Absolutely.
That's fantastic. It's 6:30 on 630 KHOW. That's our local iHeartRadio affiliate. You're welcome to. I know I said I'd get to the phones. Please hold on. 303-713-8255. We'll also take your questions via email. You can email me, greg@themoderneater.com, or give us a comment on Facebook. We do appreciate you sticking around and watching this. If you missed any of the beginning of this video, it'll be available for you after this broadcast. Okay, stick around. You'll hear commercials from local sponsors. These are the folks that you want to support, and reach out to other folks. Please do what you can to use your own little piece of media. Everybody's their own little media channel right now to make a difference and influence the positive with that. That's what we want to bring you today. Okay, take that break. Come right back. Studio Kitchen, Colorado, The Modern Eater Show.
Your path through Cyberland.
Don't forget to check us out on Instagram and Facebook for all the fun photos and videos. Just search The Modern Eater or check out the website, themoderneater.com.
Have you ever wanted to refinance your mortgage, especially now with rates at or near the lowest in history, but you didn't want to start a 30-year loan again? Well, now you can. This is Ross Kaminsky for my friends at American Financing, and let me tell you, they can help. When refinancing to drop mortgage insurance, lower your rate, or consolidate debt, you don't have to restart your loan. Because at American Financing, they offer 10-year, 13-year, 18-year loans, really any term you need. It truly is a custom loan. You choose the term based on your budget, and they'll find the most competitive rate and the most affordable payment. It takes just a 10-minute call to start, and their mortgage consultants will walk you through the process, helping you find the right solution for your needs. And you may be able to postpone one or even two mortgage payments, and there are no upfront fees to pay and no obligation of any kind. So get started now by calling 303-695-7000. That's 303-695-7000 or AmericanFinancing.net.
NMLS 182334, regulated by the Division of Real Estate.
Hey, it's Greg Hollenbach. Anymore these days, when I go out to eat, I not only want to eat delicious food and drinks, but I also want to eat where I know my money is going to a local restaurant that I believe in. I believe in the Goods restaurant on Colfax and Mark Whistler. The Goods is a community restaurant and bar with a menu focusing on vegan, vegetarian, gluten-free, and keto options. Comfort food lovers, try the best burger on planet Earth. I love it. 8 ounces of grass-fed beef and never, ever any hormones, antibiotics, or steroids. The Goods is truly a cultural melting pot, a family restaurant open to all. Their bar program is amazing. Saddle up at their long, luxurious bar, have a nice craft beer or a cocktail. Like their Facebook page and stay up on amazing events and specials going on throughout the week. Located on East Colfax, directly connected to the Tattered Cover Bookstore, across from East High School with free parking in a garage in back. Look them up online, thegoodsrestaurant.com. I'll see you at the Goods.
Wear black and eat spices. Hey, Modern Eater listeners, this is Zach from The Spice.
30 away.
Spice is the variety of life. At The Spice Guy, we have a passion for sourcing the best ingredients.
Yeah, just John's on hold there. Did Jay get that one to you?
Free spices and
Nope, that's it.
Create and blend custom flavor profiles for whatever style of food it is that you're working with. With over 1,000 restaurants, food...
Hey, are you guys ready? 10 away? Yep. All right.
For all your spice needs. The Spice Guy. Spicy. Born in Breck, raised in Denver.
Well, this is a pause for a live, right? Live?
Yeah.
You're up.
Back to the show in just a second, you guys. But before we do that, I want to talk to you about Aspen Baking Company. AspenBaking.com is where you go to find delicious hoagies, focaccias, ciabattas, baguettes, croissants, bear claws, lobster rolls, pound cakes.
I want that more than ever
and
right
more.
now. Do you mind
All I want is bread in my life.
I just put that in a ball. I want all of that in just one bread ball.
I had a conversation. Somebody asked me the question recently, and they said, "What's your favorite food?" And I truly don't have a favorite food, but I can wholeheartedly say that what I cannot give up out of my diet is bread. It's everything in the bread group.
Right.
AspenBaking.com, that's where you go to find fresh bread, but you won't find preservatives, artificial coloring, or chemicals.
You don't want that.
And if you want boxed lunches, they've got you covered, too. They're doing catering now with delicious Rome sausage. It's AspenBaking.com. Now back to the show right now.
Hi, Michael. Nice. Distillery 291. I'll say whatever you want me to say. That'll get me in trouble. Write it like you stole it, drink it like you own it. You're listening to The Modern Eater on iHeartRadio.
Okay, back to Studio Kitchen, Colorado. Michael Myers, 291. I got to give him a call because I think he said whiskey kills everything in its path. Maybe I just stick with the whiskey plan.
We're waiting for the government to come out with that.
The whiskey plan? It'll make everything,
If it doesn't kill it, you will feel better.
A little bit easier.
Hey, you won't mind.
This is great.
Until morning.
Yeah.
And as we during this time, you have to. It takes your stress,
Please,
your cortisol
yes,
levels will
exactly.
come down, your stress levels come down. It's not going to cure everything, but you need a little bit of levity in this world.
Yep.
Do the due diligence. Everybody knows wash your hands by now. You probably should have learned that a little sooner, right? I mean, I'm resetting. I'm like, man, I haven't cleaned that in a long time. I need to
well, and don't be
work
afraid of a sanitizer gel. You know what I mean?
Right. Don't be and keep a lot of lemons around. I don't know if that kills, but I like to use lemons as my.
For me, it's vinegar.
But it's vinegar.
Vinegar.
But just really right now, one thing about the restaurant industry, service industry, is that some of the cleanest folks around. I put a meme out that said, "Be like a chef, wash your hands, bump elbows." Right. That's what you really need to do right now. Some of the safest, best practices are within the restaurant industry, and it seems like this is the last line of defense. To me, grocery stores and restaurants are really the only businesses that are kind of open right now. That could all change this week. I don't know. Colorado Restaurant Association here with us, Sonia Riggs and Devaney McNeil. Ladies, let's talk about the manufacturing end of this now. If the chain breaks, we're all going to have problems. So restaurants, if they don't have the food, they're not going to make it. They can't stay open. I'm hoping we can find a way for them to stay open, whether it be delivery or come pick it up. Is that my computer that's on? I think it is. Terrible. Okay.
I was curious who was talking
in the background. That was terrible. So let's go to the manufacturing. Brian, Growers Organic. I want fresh produce. I want the farms to stay alive. I want the ranches to stay alive. How are we doing with getting fresh produce to people?
It's still moving.
It
is still moving. I'm still getting production from the farms because, of course, this stuff was in the ground, 6 weeks ago, 2 months ago.
Produce
But here's what's different, though. Some major retailers are asking that they receive certain products in clamshells versus, so like lettuce, for instance, there is, you usually get your lettuce right in the rack without a clamshell on it. But right now they're asking some of their providers to give them more packaged salads and things of that nature because people, I think that there's a fear, and we were talking about it during the break, is
that it rides with the produce.
This is not a foodborne illness.
No. Yes, it's not. It's the same thing. It's
person-to-person contact illness.
Yep, and even more though, because I think it is surface. You can get it from surfaces, but it's going to be where it's going to be, and the reality is
it's not going to sit on the surfaces for 2 weeks.
Yeah, it's not exactly.
Or in your produce.
Right.
You're not going to get infected by your produce. Richie, how's Rockalitas right now?
We're singing a couple songs.
Okay.
Number one of corporate agility, and that being able to react and graciously react with either canceling orders, because we've had just a couple sadly for the Pepsi Center. And we're going to accept those just as graciously as when people needed to add on because they couldn't get enough. Mm-hmm. So what does that mean? How can you keep yourself agile? Mm-hmm. We're keeping our raw materials inventory just where it's always been. I'm not like, well, let's have less than this and that, because when this busts back open, it's going to bust open with a vengeance, and so we're ready for that.
Could anything change that?
I really don't think so, because that's something, truthfully, we've built that into our company to be agile up or down.
Pivot.
Yep, absolutely. And then the other thing we're talking about is we're going to deal with everybody compassionately. And we talk about the silver lining in this. And that one thing we've always strove to do at Rock Elite is really deal with people in a compassionate manner, with heart. And when everything's rocking and rolling and everyone's just ordering and filling orders and all that stuff, it's easy to be everybody's friend.
Mm-hmm.
When people start canceling orders, when people call me, man, I need another week or 2 weeks on payments, or I need all these things to help work. That's where the compassion comes, and that's where you get a chance to show the true DNA of your business.
God, I love you.
And to me, that's when you find out who was selling to you and who was committed to you. And so for me, I'm looking going, not that I love this, but I'm saying this is going to be an opportunity for us to show our true corporate heart, what we are.
It is hard, though, Rich, don't you? I mean, have you had any customers call you and ask you to come pick up orders that you delivered already?
Well, I don't deliver. They pick up.
Okay.
But I am telling them, okay, you've given us a PO for this week, next week, and even the week out. Yeah. If you need to cancel anything or bring it down or whatever,
good for you.
We're here.
Yeah.
And we've got the agility to cut that production down like that.
All right, we're getting lots of comments online. I apologize. A couple calls
we got a
dropped
phone
off.
calls.
303-713-8255. Bring them back on. We'll take your calls. But right now, we're in a great conversation. Rome Sausage saying, love this. Thank you. This is the conversation that needs to be had right now. I'm glad that we have an opportunity to do this locally here. Also, Connor Phillips. I know Connor. He's a chef at a local restaurant in Cherry Creek. This is great, guys. This is fantastic. Thank you. Mark Whistler from the Goods Restaurant chimes in. He's got a Seattle Times piece that's a leak to some information they'd like me to have. I'll read that, Mark. I'll see what's going on there. But as more and more the people reach out, I want the Colorado Restaurant Association to be that resource. You already are. How can people contact you guys, and what kind of questions will you field and be there for them?
Well, we've been getting a lot of questions, primarily what are things we can do? What are you doing to help us? And we've been lobbying at the federal, state, and local level to help offer some kind of relief. But what can they do? One of the things we sent out yesterday was, here's a sample sign we worked with the health department to put out, which was, maybe you put this on your front door. In fact, I went to a restaurant yesterday that had 3 signs right on their front door that says, attention guests, help keep COVID-19 out of our facility.
A restaurant that was hopping, I might add.
Right, which was really nice to see. Don't enter if you're sick. Listen, we'd love to have you as a patron, but if you're not feeling well, if you've got a cough, cold, runny nose, sore throat, fever, muscle aches, please come and visit us another time. Please make sure that if you've been in the proximity of somebody who's currently sick with COVID-19 or any other respiratory illness, we ask you to stay away. And while you're here, please wash your hands. Wash them often. Wash them for 20 seconds. They've got warm, you need warm soapy water. And then if you have any concerns, talk to a staff member. So they're trying to really be diligent about helping customers that come in, and I think other restaurants are. But they can call our office, 303-830-2972. They can look at our emails, look at our website. We've got information about COVID-19 and coronavirus. What we're updating it daily, basically. Yes. And just reach out to us and ask any questions that you've got.
They can even email us at firstcall@khowrestaurant.org, and we have been fielding a ton of emails about that.
Yeah. You all on the Colorado Restaurant Association have been such a resource for so many.
Thank you. Oh my gosh,
thank you for what you do.
Show prep today.
That's what we do.
Thank you, guys. Yeah. I know that's truly what you do. And while you're there, look into membership. That's just an aside from there.
Support these guys.
Yeah. We can't survive without our members. That's for sure.
Speaking of supporting. Rich, you've been I don't know how many Facebook friends you have, but I love being your Facebook friend. Here's the reason why. You're always positive, and you're always supporting people. You've been around
too long.
I was going to say, you've been around, and people are like, I know he's been around.
I can see you doing the math.
You've been around to a lot of local restaurants, establishments. You hit like 5 or 6 breakfast places today while you're on your staycation. Take it from there.
Yeah. Well, last night I stopped. I thought, let me check out Lakewood and see what's going on out there. Saw restaurants were hopping. If you didn't know there was something going on, you wouldn't know. I'll tell you, I stopped and ate dinner at 1. I want to make an example out of them, and a good one. They're from Roadhouse Hospitality. They're called something else now. I'm too old to remember new names. I remember the old ones. But T Street. And what I saw specifically there is as diners were eating, the waitstaff brings the plate out, that another person would take the plate away. So the waitstaff wasn't touching the plate after someone had touched it. And then the bus staff would come in. They were sanitizing, cleaning the table, cleaning the condiments. But they made sure I could just see an extra effort was going on. And it made a lot of sense. And I didn't see that there, but I could also see probably the thing that contaminates everything is the payment.
Right.
Giving someone your plastic. And I'm guessing it might be a good idea for some restaurants to say, okay, we're going to designate one person to just go around and do payments, and that's all.
Oh, I was at one, Rich, where they turned the machine to you, they said we're not taking cards. We've been instructed not to touch people's credit cards anymore, and give you the machine.
I was just in Mexico, and they don't take your plastic. They bring the machine to you. You put it in, and there it is.
Yeah.
But and then this morning again, I was driving a whole bunch of different breakfast places, and I saw still healthy crowds, families. I saw everyone out, so I'm not seeing the deep. Everyone's abandoning going out to restaurants.
Well, I will say, though, we're hearing a lot of stories about people losing a ton of business. I'm hearing up to 55% loss in business, and I am concerned. So, again, I'm not going to tell people definitely go out to eat, but I will say, listen, there's no reason that it's not safe if you're being diligent, you're washing your hands, you're not touching your face all the time, and like I said, there are restaurants that are really stepping up. They're required to do this all the time, but if you don't feel comfortable, you got to do what you feel comfortable with, right? But if you don't feel comfortable, order in. That's a very clear way to be safe. So it's okay to still support that local restaurant, but we are seeing a lot of people get hit, and restaurants and hotels, the whole hospitality industry is really seeing a hit.
Yeah. Here's what's cool is that there are options right now.
Right now. Absolutely.
A terrible question to pose to you, but I would just not be earning my paycheck if I didn't. What's your crystal ball say? What do you think this week's going to bring?
Well, from what I've seen on the news, we're probably going to see an uptick in cases. But I will tell you, I really respect what the governor's doing in Colorado to try to limit this big surge. He's being very diligent about the rules that he's making right now so that we just see a slow uptick and we don't have this big high curve that we're seeing in other countries or other states, that we're being diligent now to protect ourselves, and we're putting these better practices into place to make sure that we keep it. It doesn't go up as high as we've seen in other places. So I'm really happy that he's doing that. But, I wish I had a crystal ball. We all do, right?
This time next week.
We'd be gazillionaires if we did. But
This time next week, will Colorado restaurants still be open?
Well, we are planning on being open. We do have a remote work policy. So talking to our staff, people will be able to contact us absolutely no matter what, whether it's on my cell phone or one of our staff's cell phones. But as of now, we've got an office where we can all stay 6 feet apart or do what we need to do. And, of course, we're supporting our staff to do what's right for them, for those that have children and need to be home and so forth. But we have set up, I'll be honest, an ability for everybody to remote in, every single staff person, if they need to.
Great information, and thank you. That answers that. But the question was, will Colorado restaurants?
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you said, will our association be open? I don't know. I hope. I hope that the governor's put enough in place and that we're being diligent enough as Coloradoans to not require a closure ever.
Yeah. I want to get this over with. I want to curb this. I want to isolate it. I want folks to, and I want to get to the other side quickly. But I also don't want this stall happening right now. I'm torn.
Well, but you want to be cautious. I mean, I'm going out to restaurants myself.
I am too.
But it's interesting because to Ridge, I haven't seen the crowds, and I've been more concerned. How many tables do you have to turn just to keep the door open? Because at 3 or 4 tables, when I went in this place, I go by my office, and there was usually 3 tables maybe open. When I was there was only 3 tables.
Right.
And I was like, gosh, this is
in a business of wickedly small margins.
Well, yes, I would say this is a time to reiterate support your favorite
Gift
community
cards.
restaurant, gift
Do it.
cards,
Yeah.
whatever it is that is comfortable for you, because these are small business owners
Absolutely are.
That may not be able to get through this. They
and
may
the
not
majority
survive.
of our members are independent restaurants, and they're small business, and we don't want to come out of this having lost some of our gems. We just don't.
Keep your money local. I'm telling you, folks, it's so important.
Yes.
As of now, it's just we're in dire need of that. I don't know what the other side of this is going to look like, but I can tell you right now, we're going through uncharted times. We really are. This is great to have folks that are voices of the industry on here with us. We're going to continue on. I've been a terrible talk show host because I didn't bring any calls on. If you want to come on the next segment, promise you, 303-713-8255. We'll continue on the Modern Eater Show.
Shoot path through Cyberland.
Don't forget to check us out on Instagram and Facebook for all the fun photos and videos. Just search The Modern Eater or check out the website, themoderneater.com.
This is the Frells family. They live on a piece of land they call greener pasture, and they work on it behind the wheel of a John Deere 1 Series tractor. With its durable construction and features that hook up to dozens of attachments with ease, no job is too tough. The Frells family runs with us, because this is more than just land. It's home. Nothing runs like a Deere. Get a 1 Series tractor for just $99 per month at your John Deere dealer today. For additional cost information, please call toll-free 855-633-2315.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack, but not with ZipRecruiter. Its powerful technology actively finds and invites qualified candidates to apply to your job. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Want to bake the best? Bake with the...
Nope, just my bladder.
Colitas tortillas and the Modern Eater. Our wraps fold cold and don't break open, yet they're soft and delicious. What's my secret? Ardent Mills. Organic, ancient, and heirloom grains like quinoa, spelt, and more. Locally headquartered in Denver, Colorado, Ardent Mills provides the industry's broadest range of traditional and organic flours, whole grains, customized blends, and specialty products dedicated to providing the culinary industry with the next grains and unique plant-based ingredients. I love Ardent Mills, and I know you will too. To bake the best, you must use the best. Learn more at ardentmills.com.
Taxes, payroll, and workman's comp? Ugh. If you're a business owner, I bet hearing me say those dirty words made you cringe. Hi, I'm Rebecca Berry with Forth, and I know growing and managing a business can seem overwhelming and just daunting at times. But at Forth, we've got you covered. Forth knows you want to take your business to the next level. Forth was designed to be the partner you need and will allow you to free up your time and resources to do what you do best, grow and manage your business. Call me. Let's talk about how I can help. 720-436-8047. That's 720-436-8047. Rebecca with Forth.
Listen up, barbecue lovers. Greg Holland back here for Proud Souls Barbecue and Provisions. Proud Souls is Denver's authority of all things barbecue. Do you rule your neighborhood with the best backyard barbecue? From beginners to pit masters, Proud Souls has all the equipment you could possibly want. A variety of wood, pellet, and charcoal grills and smokers. Award-winning pit masters and owners of Proud Souls, Dan and Tony, have a passion for barbecue, and it shows.
Do it, baby.
On 25th and Federal, Proud Souls retail.
Yeah.
Bursting.
Hey, by the way, I hit a Chinese restaurant yesterday with my daughter. Yeah. Thanks to COVID, the place to myself.
Pit like hickory.
I'm calling this the more for me era.
It's in a variety of blends. Hit like ProudSoulsBBQ.com for delicious hand.
Well, it's true.
Get information on and deals for the best in barbecue, locally owned and operated on 25th and Federal. There are guys. Proud Souls.
I missed my toe. Stand by.
ProudSoulsBBQ.com.
Whose cuisine reigns supreme? You're listening to the Modern Eater Show,
the ultimate gourmet challenge.
And it's time for In the Kitchen.
Back at it, the Modern Eater Show. This is our In the Kitchen segment. In the Kitchen is usually, Brian, describe this kitchen right now.
It's this incredible kitchen with these appliances and stoves from our friends, smokers.
Yeah, we usually got distilleries back there. Devaney, the people eating and drinking. I know. It's perfect. It's so much fun in here. And I want to get back to normal so bad. And we're talking about, with the Colorado Restaurant Association, Sonia Riggs and Devaney McNeil, guys, we're going to get back to normal, and that's what everybody's goal is, right? And I think we're all doing what it takes, precaution-wise. We've talked about how we want to band together, figure out ways, use your social media for a positive way. Get a hold of the Colorado Restaurant Association. Get a hold of the Modern Eater. Go to the Goods. Mark Whistler joined us. I didn't know you were going to be here tonight. Mark, next hour, you're on for sure. Probably one of the best things that I've seen is, Mark, you were running a Friday night special, $12, a delicious burger and a roll of toilet paper, $12.
Perfect. Oh my God, you cracked the code.
Mark, did it? Give me a thumbs up. Did it work? Good. And that's how you get creative. That's how you support. Yeah. And I bet you people were just lining up at the door. I hope they were, to support you and the endeavors of going, look, this is a time to where we've got to support our restaurants. But we were just talking in this last segment, and I think that's where it's important. With just a couple of minutes left, ladies, I'd like to hold you one more segment if we can, and then Carly Smith next hour, the Fairy Godmother. We'll talk about immune health. We're talking about, our restaurants going to be able to make it through this, the small ones, small margins, payroll, keeping people employed, being able to buy food.
Well, you always have rent. That's the thing. Rent is not stopping.
Yeah.
You're going to have that every day. And think if you're in a place in downtown Denver right now, it is not cheap.
Sing it, sing it, sing it. This hour, what strikes you? Deb, we'll start with you. Recap this hour. What did you think, learn, feel, importance?
Well, I think the most important thing is what Sonia said, is use your, I hate to say common sense, but yourself. Go out if you think you should, can go out. And if you're healthy, don't go out if you're not. And the most important thing to me is we want to get to the other side of this with our favorite places intact. Exactly. And it is going to be hard for them. So I think the biggest point for me is, listen, we're all uncertain, but support your local business. My favorite thing about Colorado and the Denver area is how many great neighborhoods there are and I have a million favorite neighborhood restaurants. Support those people, and if you don't feel comfortable going there, buy a gift card or something.
Or order in, right?
I want to click that Amazon Whole Food button so bad. I really want to say to Siri, open Amazon. Open Whole Food. I want to do that, but I'm not. I'm not. I'm just not going to do it. And
well, you've got local grocery stores. Listen, you're downtown. You've got Choice Market.
Yep. Right.
You've got Market or Marzix. You've got Lever's Locavore.
And the money is going to really do a lot more staying here. I think it's
63 cents versus 47 cents.
Listen, I agree, Greg. Amazon has a place, but this is a real time for us to stay local.
Yes.
They're making money hand over fist. They're not going away.
I use them too. I think they're, if we all are honest, we probably have once or twice.
And I'm tempted
But this is a time for local.
Thank you. Yeah. Sonia, 1 minute.
Oh, yes. Devaney said it so well.
She took yours, I know.
I would just say, again, be diligent, be respectful, understand, know how you feel, but if we're here, if you need us, we're here to help you. Call us, email us, go on our website, kohorestaurant.org, and look for resources that we've got to help give you news as we get it. We're doing whatever we can to try to get help at the state, local, and federal level to restaurants. But again, please support your local restaurant if you can. Absolutely. But do what makes you feel comfortable.
Yeah. Mark Whistler, he's going to join the show. I'm telling you, this is a guy without coronavirus. How do we survive? It's tough out there in the restaurant world. Man, coronavirus, here it is. It's on our doorstep. We'll talk about it next, right here. Studio Kitchen, Colorado, the Modern Eater Show.
Take it like it is and make it like you want it. You've heard that before, right? Well, that applies to your home too. But maybe you don't know exactly how to get it done or what the options might be. Hi, Dan Cicchini, Done Right Kitchens and Baths, Windows and Doors. How about starting with a call to us? For over 30 years, our family company has been designing and completing first-rate kitchens and baths that, frankly, your neighbors would be jealous of. Where to start, Todd?
Dad, they just need to call us. We can help. And now's the time. At Done Right, we offer only the finest cabinet resurfacing, custom cabinets, tub and shower upgrades, and full kitchen and bath redesigns. Simply call us for a free in-home estimate, and you'll see how your unique kitchen and bath fantasies will become your reality.
Come on, folks, get her done. Once and for all. Kitchens, baths, counters, and floors, and even replacement windows and doors. You have our word, we'll treat you right at Done Right. 303-722-2295, 800-362-8370, or drhi.com.
This is Denver's Talk Station with Ross Kaminsky in the morning and Dan Kaplis in the afternoon. 630 KHOW, Denver.
ABC News, I'm Brian Clark. The number of confirmed coronavirus cases in the U.S. continues to climb by the hour, but one negative case is President Trump. The White House doctor said the president's test was performed Friday night and came back negative for COVID-19. ABC's Diane Macedo says there are now 2 confirmed deaths in New York State. The first, an 82-year-old New York City woman who was hospitalized last week.
She was also battling advanced emphysema. It's unknown how she got COVID-19. And another 65-year-old victim with underlying health issues died in Rockland County. New York State is now reporting the most cases in the country, 524.
And authorities across the country calling for social distancing measures. North Carolina Governor Roy Cooper signed an order banning all gatherings of more than 100 people. He also shut down schools in the state. Governor of Florida wants domestic travel restrictions. President Trump at the White House said that is being considered. This is ABC News. One of the few sporting events that has not been changed or postponed due to the coronavirus is the Iditarod.
It's Alaska's great race, and it's the midpoint for the Iditarod dog sled.
Yeah, man.
Where mushers and dog teams make the mandatory 40-hour rest stop. 3-time champion Mitch Seavey says heavy snow has slowed the pace a bit.
That is your paid stuff that is on the stream for that. Yep.
Keep going.
But that was a funny story about Chinese.
It ends up taking longer to do things, and you get slowed down a little bit.
The final half of the race ends next week with the finish line in Nome.
You know, I think my stuff stands on its own, though.
Legendary yet controversial coaches Rick Pitino's back in the sport after coaching in Greece. He was hired by New York's Iona College. Pitino's the only coach to ever win national championships at 2 different schools, but he was fired by his last college, Louisville, amid an FBI investigation into college basketball. Pitino has denied any wrongdoing. Brian Clark, ABC News.
Have you wanted to speak a new language, but you thought it'd be too hard or take too much time? Then go to Babbel.com, download the app, and try it for free. In just 15 minutes a day, you'll be on your way to speaking a new language in just a few weeks. And right now, you can try Babbel for free. Babbel starts out teaching you words and phrases by matching them with pictures. You won't believe how easy the interactive program is. Soon the sentences get a little bigger, and before you know it, you're having simulated conversations voiced by native speakers. And because Babbel is crafted by language experts and uses the spaced repetition method, in just 10 to 15 minutes a day, you'll be speaking the language of your choice with real confidence. With Babbel, you can speak a language. Just go to Babbel.com and start your first lesson in the language of your choice for free. Download the Babbel app or go to Babbel.com and try it for free. That's Babbel.com.
KRFX HD2 Denver.
Now, impact traffic.
Northbound I-25 looking free and clear at this time. Southbound I-25 looking similar through Edgewater, Inglewood, driving through Lone Tree, and into Castle Pines. In the high country, eastbound I-70 from Saddleback Mountain into Genesee Park and onto US 6 is a clear drive at this hour. Eastbound I-70 still congested approaching Colorado Boulevard and won't let up till you approach Quebec. You're backed up for about 2 miles there. Your weather report, but we'd seen some absolutely beautiful weather outside today with a high of 52. Tonight we'll have some partly cloudy skies and a low of 32. Tomorrow we'll see a high of 58, also with some partly cloudy skies and a low of 35. Monday, we'll experience a warm-up and a high of 60, a low of 35. Right now, it's 40. With your impact traffic and weather, I'm Rudy Reyes on 630 KHOW.
This report is sponsored by Indeed.com. You only want to use the best route to drive across town, so do the same when you need to hire. Indeed provides hiring managers the straightest path to the best new employees. Customized solutions like screener questions and skills tests will help you see beyond the resume. Post your next job at Indeed.com/hire.
You don't have to wait for amazing deals on a new floor. Get spring Black Friday deals right now at Lumber Liquidators Flooring. This week, save up to 35% on gorgeous hardwood and waterproof vinyl floors. Plus, we can arrange for installation by professional, independent contractors. And with special financing, you can get started today. These are the floors homes are built on. Lumber Liquidators Flooring.
Want to hear something amazing? Discover matches all the cash back you earn on your credit card at the end of your first year, automatically, dollar for dollar, with no limit on how much you can earn. Extra cash? Come on, how amazing is that? More amazing when you realize all the places where Discover is accepted. Over 95% of places in the U.S. that take credit cards. So when it comes to Discover, get used to hearing yes more often. Learn more at discover.com/yes. 2019 Nielsen Report. Limitations apply.
Thinking about getting healthier, sleeping better, or losing those last few pounds? Think Noom. Noom is a totally new approach that uses psychology and small goals to help you make lasting change. Backed by science, Noom shows you the why behind your decisions and habits and gives you the tools to change them for good. So get started today at Noom.com. Noom.com. Change your thinking. Change your habits. Change for good. With Noom.
1 in 3 retirees will return to work.
Seriously?
The stock market has increased over 350% the last 10 years.
Seriously?
More than half of Americans passed without a will.
Seriously?
Waiting 1 year to retire could add 9 years to retirement income.
Seriously?
If you didn't plan for it, you're not planning. From here forward, Edelman Financial Engines. Call 888-PLAN-RIC to get started.
Denver's talk station. Available everywhere with the iHeartRadio app.
Now #1 for podcasting.
630 KHOW and iHeartRadio.
Stand by for more magic.
The opinions, viewpoints, and promises made during the following program are not those of KHOW, its staff, management, or parent company, iHeartMedia Incorporated.
How about a bite to eat? It's time for the second course, hour number 2 of the Modern Eater.
What are you hungry for?
Here's to a meal we're all here for.
Delicious and tasty.
Now we're getting to the good stuff. With your hosts, Greg Hollenbeck, Jay Parker, and Brian Freeman.
Okay, second hour of the Modern Eater Show continues. It's wall-to-wall coverage right now. COVID-19 or coronavirus, you take the pick. You've really probably studied all of this. This is not a discussion about what is and what isn't. This is a very Colorado homegrown, hyper-local discussion of Colorado with the Colorado Restaurant Association. Sonia Riggs continues with us along with Devney McNeil. Good to see you guys. Here we go. I know. Usually, Sonia, this is the first time you've been here. I've really wanted you to see it in all of its glory.
I'll come back.
I know you will, and that's exactly. It's not uncertainty. We will come back, and that's
Absolutely.
what this is all about. Okay, when we broke off, we mentioned that Carly Smith, the fairy gut mother, she will be on 7:30. You can count on that. We're going to talk about immune system. Spend a half an hour with the fairy gut mother, and right now this is an opportunity that Mark Whistler will join us from the Goods Restaurant. First of all, marketing genius extraordinaire.
I would say
Welcome.
so.
Welcome, Mark.
Did you see the photo that he put out there?
Yes, I just saw it.
I mean, a little bit of laughing. It doesn't hurt at all. Creativity. That's what it takes right now. You got to get scrappy right now in this world.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that's going to be the name of the game, but I don't know if it's going to be enough. And I have just a couple of things that I wanted to mention really quick that there's some deeper underlying problems here. And I just want to mention that when I started my business in 2016, that tipped minimum wage was $6.30. As of January 1st of this year, it's now $9.83. That's a 57% increase in my number one prime cost in 3 years. That's a 23% increase overnight.
How are you dealing with it?
Well, that was number one, and coronavirus is number two, right. And that's you. There's
the 1-2 punch.
This is a compounded.
Is this going to take you out?
Yeah, this is a big problem. I'm as scared as everybody is right now.
Can I add to that? So, the thing that a lot of people don't know, because we talk about the tipped wage all the time, is these are the employees that are the highest. They tend to be the highest paid people in the restaurants that you're required to give a raise to. A lot of people don't understand how that works. Is that the tipped employees make a lot of money on tips, and as you have to raise your prices, they get a double raise, right?
Yeah,
so it's that disparity between the front of the house and the back of the house. We're actively working on that legislation this year at the state capitol, but we're hearing that loud and clear.
So the problem is that first we have a 23% increase, or 57 if you go back to 2016, which is. It's devastating, as is. That alone has been such a challenge to overcome. Mm-hmm. And then all of a sudden our businesses slow down 50%. Mm-hmm. And I think, I'm so happy to be here. It's such an honor. You guys, I love you guys. It's such an honor to be here.
But we're a voice for you, Mark. This is about you.
I'm in a voice of frustration I think a lot of restaurant owners have out there right now. I spent about 5 hours today really trying to research everything I could, looking for the right information, because we all heard President Trump say in a speech that there's going to be SBA assistance with low-interest loans. We also heard that there was going to be deferred tax payments. You can look and look and look and look.
It's not out there yet.
It's a needle in a haystack. I finally found a little bit of information, and it is on the SBA's website, and it does say that if and when those SBA loans are available, they will be available on, I think it's sba.com/disaster, which you can actually see all of the declared emergencies and disasters for every state. And when you search from Colorado, this emergency and disaster still does not show up.
Sonia, is that addressed on the Colorado?
So we will be getting more information out in the morning. I just got an email this afternoon from the National Restaurant Association giving us an update on the feds, the new laws that were passed today. So we will be actually sending out an email in the morning to members and whatever non-member emails that we have, to every email that we have in our database, which let them know what they can do.
Yeah, and I do want to say, based on what Sonia just showed me, that the information that they are trying to gather and what they're trying to push forward is incredible because it's what we need now. And the issue is that, in the recent state of emergency declaration, it really kind of addresses what happens if an employee gets sick, and also what happens if an employee has symptoms, and at what point do you actually start to access unemployment benefits versus just having to pay 4 days of sick pay. But the bigger issue is that we have to look beyond that, because businesses are going to start to go out of business, and all of those people aren't going to have jobs.
Okay, Dev, before we started this segment, you talked about cash flow. We do have a little bit of breaking news with some restaurants that are happening and what they're choosing to do. Do you mind, Sonia?
Well, this is one of the things that the federal government said that they're going to help with, and forgive me just a minute, I need to pull this up. But
while she's pulling it up, I just want to point one thing out, because I know when consumers hear about the minimum wage in restaurants, it's a combative issue for some reason. And I just want to point out that restaurants have been already paying well above minimum wage in the back of the house and certainly in the front of the house. And I would say above, over $15. Nobody is getting employees under $15 an hour. This is not restaurants not wanting to pay minimum wage. They're already doing well above and beyond that.
Well, and by the way, it's illegal for any single person in the business to get paid below minimum wage. Yes. No one is making below minimum wage. In fact, far beyond that. Okay, so what we heard is the federal government today passed a law saying that it's an Emergency Family Medical Leave Expansion Act. So businesses with less than 500 employees will be required to offer family medical leave benefits to all employees. So eligible employees had to be on the job for 30 days. First 2 weeks of leave may be unpaid leave, but thereafter employers must continue to offer it for 10 weeks, compensated at 2/3 of their rate of pay. However, here's where you're going to get some help. Employers will receive 100% refundable tax credit from the federal government for qualified family leave wages paid by an employer for each calendar quarter that's capped at $200 per day. And this is gives you the ability to, if you're quarantined for treatment, if you're caring for an at-risk family member, if you need help with childcare. There's also an additional act. Businesses with less than 500 employees will be required to offer full-time employees 10 days, 80 hours, and part-time employees 2-week hourly average pay where they've had a diagnosis of COVID-19. Again, they'll receive 100% tax credit for all wages that are paid, but capped at $511 per day. So we're getting all this information out. We'll get more information out tomorrow on how to apply for it, or how this is going to work.
Can you navigate through that, Mark?
So I think part of the issue there is that for a small restaurateur, that's great, but we only have so much in unemployment savings, and once that's gone, then we're liable for it. And the other issue is it still doesn't address the loss of business that was specifically mentioned by President Trump, that's where those SBA loans and then also the deferred taxes. Like at the end of the day, there needs to be something bigger that happens. Like they need to defer payroll taxes across the board.
Well, that's what I was going to ask.
Yeah, there needs to be something. I do want to mention one thing is that as I was looking around today, I was getting so upset, and I was like, where is the help? Where's the help for the small business owners? It's like we don't even matter. And all of these businesses are going to go out of business, and people are going to lose all their jobs. And I was getting so frustrated. And then I actually looked at, I think it was Mayor Hancock's Twitter feed, and I have to say that it put a little bit of light in my heart, because on his Twitter feed, he's talking about, hey, do what you can because maybe you can help out the food bank, or, there's people that need help. And that's the one thing is that for me as a restaurant owner, like I am so scared right now. I don't even know. I have no idea what's going to happen. I can tell you that our business has definitely slowed down 50%, if not more. I work with a caterer. She's lost almost 90% of her business. And it just is. So it's hard to not be upset and totally stressed out. But I did have to take a moment and take a step back and remember that the most important thing is people's health and their livelihood. And I have to kind of I have to remember that and stay centered, even though it's hard to not be super frustrated because I would think that based on President Trump's nationwide address, then that SBA help and the talk about the deferred taxes would have been here just as fast. And for some reason, there's kind of like that is so important. And I think that the economic trickle-down effect of the longer this goes on, it is going to be devastating to our economy.
Yeah, Mark, I'm afraid to say I don't think. I mean, listen, I would say the hardest thing and to what really should be a message to people is we almost have to look within and pull ourselves up, because I'll tell you in this time right now, my bigger concern is even if there is help, there's not going to be enough. Yeah. And the reality is when it comes, I mean, think about just filling out the forms and waiting for the check in the mail. Right. That's going to be a week or two just in itself.
But apparently with this new federal, listen, I know it's not enough, but apparently with this federal issue, if you do have a cash flow problem, you can go to the IRS and they'll be able to give you money ahead of time to front it. That's what I heard on the news today. That being said, we're very aware that this is not enough, and it's extremely concerning. I do want to give kudos to the mayor of Denver today, Mayor Hancock, because we did have a conference call with he and his staff today talking about how they really want to promote and remind people that it's okay to go out. Like if you're healthy, if you're following rules, it's okay to go out. It's like the flu. I mean, and I'm not trying to be.
You're not underplaying at all, Sonia.
Yeah, I'm not trying to act like this is not a big deal, because certainly for the high risk population, we want to be very sensitive, and for anybody that's scared, we want to be sensitive. But the fact is that we don't do this when the flu comes around flu season's there every year. And I understand this is a little bit different, but the fact is that, practice safe, behavior all the time, and you can have an enjoyable experience and save these restaurants that are our local gems and frankly are doing everything they can to stay in business. And they 95 to 97 cents of every dollar they bring in goes out to the people, the place, and the food. They don't have margins that they can withstand this. And it's hard.
Let me do. Go ahead, Jeff.
Oh, just the 2 cents that it's for people that are freaking out about the coronavirus and they're staying home and not spending money. The regular flu kills 60,000 people a year. In the same way, and not to like you were saying, not to underplay.
I want to avoid a little bit of that, because I have to tell you that I was probably been 10 years. I was 10 years old probably last time I wanted to weep and cry. I teared up, man, just listening to you, truly. And this is something that I fear for you. I fear for your business. I truly do. I fear for all of our businesses. And what's tough is the uncertainty that you talk about.
I think the hardest part for me each day over the last couple of days is I have to walk around my restaurant and not show anything. Yeah. I can't show any fear. Because if I show fear, my employees are going to feel it, and I have to keep them strong, and I have to keep them confident. And I just this is definitely an extraordinary time. I'm afraid that there still could be some downside to markets, and I just based on what I see in this letter, I do really want to thank the Colorado Restaurant Association. I want to thank you so much for what you guys are doing, and this can't come fast enough, and not just for us, for other industries too. I mean, we have, we're next to one of the largest bookstores in Colorado, and minimum wage just went up, and they can't raise their book prices.
I thought 2020 was all gravy.
Like,
I really did. I thought we're going to turn the corner.
This is about all
so
small business.
It is about all small
and you know what? It was hard before this.
Yeah,
it was.
It was so
absolutely
so very difficult before this. This is a time to where it's like, is this a tipping point? Yes.
It's scary, though,
here's
Greg. You don't want this to be the new norm. You really don't.
Listen, life is changing, and that's a fact, and it will continue to change, but we will change together. I am a firm believer that these conversations are the type of conversations that we need to have. Support Mark Whistler. Go to Mark. Go to the good immediately, right now. Drop this show.
I am on my way.
Tune this show out this very moment and head to the Tattered Cover and across from East High School, where I went to high school. This community
Elizabeth and Colfax
means so much to me. There's Mark Whistler and the goods of the Colorado Restaurant Association. Look at their resources. Use the Modern Eater as a resource for you to be able to reach out and say, what do you need? What is it that you have? What are you selling? What do you need to buy? We're happy to be that conduit, that filament that keeps us all together. We need one more segment with these gals, and we'll probably let you go. I know. Sonia's like, Sonia, I'm going to just cut the phone lines. If there's anybody on there, I apologize. This conversation's too good. Maybe we'll do that. And we need to do more of this, Sonia.
Absolutely.
Throughout the week, we can turn this channel on anytime that we need to.
We're available.
Thank you.
Yeah, guys, I have to get back to the restaurant. So I really want to thank you so much. Thank you for the time just to talk. And also, this has given me so much more faith than I had 5 hours ago.
Oh, wow.
Okay, good.
But I just want to say thank you guys for addressing the issue. And then also, it's easy for us to get so upset and angry just because we obviously, we're like, oh, where's the financial assistance and all the rest of that stuff. But we do have to remember that there are people who are hurting, and that's what this is really about. And so I guess regardless of our own stress, let's just all try and remember to help our neighbors and do the right thing where and when we can.
Absolutely. It's not a competition about who's hurting the most. We want everyone to succeed.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So I'll be in, Mark.
I appreciate you guys more than I can
anytime.
tell you. Thank you. What you do is, it's in this time of crisis that I see why being a member of the Colorado Restaurant Association is so important.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Well, that's all we do.
Yeah,
appreciate it.
And sometimes it's terrible, but in times of crisis, you really figure out, who are your friends.
Yeah,
right.
I mean, you truly do. Okay, one more break. We'll come back. Sorry, folks that were online.
Thank you, guys,
Mark
so much.
Whistler, The Goods Restaurant. I mean, look him up. Go check that out. Give me some good marketing. I love good creative marketing. Do you have a special tonight, Mark?
Oh, yeah, burger and a roll of toilet paper for $11.
You got $11.
Right,
Sweeten the
down.
pot. Let's get some wine. Maybe you get to hook up with this wine rep over here. Get a few bottles of wine.
Our happy hour special is buy one, get one free toilet paper.
We have to get creative. I love that you still have a sense of humor, and that's going to carry us through. Okay, one last segment, then the Fairy Godmother, right here, the Modern Eater Show, iHeartRadio.
Thank you, guys.
Choose your path through Cyberland.
Don't forget to check us out on Instagram and Facebook for all the fun photos and videos. Just search The Modern Eater or check out the website, themoderneater.com.
Trading involves financial risk and is not suitable for all investors. Past results do not guarantee future performance.
Stock market have you nervous with all the massive fluctuations? With the impact of coronavirus and the upcoming election, it's virtually impossible to guess what will happen next. With Vantage Point, you don't have to. Text money to 411-411 to find out how our technology can forecast market trend changes with up to 87.4% accuracy. That's right, 87.4%. Text the word money to 411-411 to get what you need to stay ahead of market trends and better protect yourself from sudden downturns. Vantage Point's patented technology analyzes huge quantities of global data in seconds. No more guessing when to stay or when to get out. Text money to 411-411 and we'll send you a link to our free demo so you can better protect your hard-earned capital with Vantage Point. Don't wait. Text the word money to 411-411.
Go to VantagePointSoftware.com for terms, conditions, and privacy policy.
Hey, it's Greg Holland back for Gluten-Free Things. Are you intolerant or sensitive to gluten? Or maybe you're a gluten-free lifestyler? Is your menu limited because you've eliminated gluten from your diet? Are you missing the taste of foods that traditionally contain gluten? What if I told you that you can add breads, pizzas, muffins, cakes, cookies, waffles, croissants, English muffins, the list goes on, right back to your menu? Gluten-Free Things is a local gluten-free and vegan bakery that reintroduces you to the foods you love. Owner John Irvin believes gluten-free shouldn't taste like the box that it's packaged in. Trust me when I tell you, the products from his bakery in Arvada are fresh, flavorful, and masterly crafted, leaving you with a product that tastes like the real thing. Simply delicious.
Let me be clear, 30 away.
4th and Sims across the street from Arvada West High School. Check out their website at glutenfreethings.com. You'll be amazed with the variety of gluten-free products they make. And chefs, don't leave your gluten-free restaurant guests without options. Contact John at info@glutenfreethings.com. That's info.
1008.
to see what he can do for you. Give him a shot. 11651 West 60.
You are up.
Nevada. It's gluten-free things.
We're excited to have you tonight, Dan.
Okay, are we back? Okay, we're back.
Live.
Here it is. We're supposed to have a live right here. This live is called Buy TME, and this is where I'm supposed to give you a plea of, like, why you should sponsor the Modern Eater Show. I can't, okay? Don't. Right now, we are so lucky to have great sponsors that support us. This is a time to where we just need to put things on hold and get our business back together. What falls out after that, I don't know, but just the unity is all that we need. That's all I have to say. Buy TME later, okay? We'll get back to the Modern Eater Show.
Yo, what's up? This is Justin Brunson, Ultra Meat and Cheese in Denver Central Market. I'm a meat guy. And you're listening to the Modern Eater Show on iHeartRadio.
Okay, Mark Whistler exits stage left. I mean, man, because these are my friends. You guys agree, Colorado Restaurant Association, Sonia, Devney. These guys, everybody we work with, they're all our friends.
Yeah.
No, it's heartbreaking. And
we got to get it. We got to. This is like, I have a mission inside of me. Everything that the Modern Eater stand, or what we can, it's going to be used to be able to help folks like that. That's it. I don't even need to use a discussion. I mean, I'm sure you feel the same way about the Colorado Restaurant Association.
Absolutely, we got to get creative, and I don't know what that looks like. It's what you keep saying. It's a new reality, and I hope the reality kind of goes back to normal. But normal wasn't that great this past year for a lot of restaurants and Denver restaurants.
I just want
and small business in general.
And I want pork chops back. This gone. This is the new normal for the moment. Okay, we can do this. Yeah. I mean, there's been crisis. These things have happened. We could recap swine flu. We could recap SARS. We could go down the line. You know, we don't need to do that. What we need to do is everything that we all know. Take the precautions.
Right.
Well, and leave opinion out, I think. I think in some ways that the discussion should not be fear-driven opinion.
Right.
But let's talk about facts, and let's talk about, so we step back from the emotion.
It's going to make us healthier.
You know,
okay,
it really
here's
is.
the round robin time. We've got a few minutes left. Guys, I want to leave this conversation on just an uptick, right? Round robin. Who wants to serve? Dev, I'm just going to throw it's you. You don't even need to volunteer.
Well, you know
what are we
going
to do here to leave this on an uptick?
Here's what I'm going to say. If you're healthy and you feel like it, go out to a restaurant, be with your friends, your healthy friends, and if you can buy gift cards to restaurants, let's just listen. $10 from everybody in the community doing something is going to save this. Let's be a role model here in Colorado about what we can do for our small business and rise to the top in a situation that's not fun, but there's a lot of love and community in restaurants and again in all small business and things like that. So we want to rise to the occasion. We want to be a resource. And I just want to urge everyone to help do it. You love your little corner market. You love your little corner restaurant, your bar, your pub. And that's what makes Colorado so unique, I feel. So,
is it crazy to throw an extra 20 in the till?
Not at all.
That's great. Not at all. And wash your hands, guys.
Yeah, that's right.
You should be doing that anyway. But now more than ever. So wash your hands, be diligent, and again, use your best judgment. But if you don't feel safe going out to eat, order in. I mean, and call your restaurant first to make sure they actually provide delivery. But you can still we can still do a lot of things that feel normal, right?
Yes,
we can still be social. We can still have fun with our friends and eat out, but if it can be at home or it can be out, but just
instead of
be careful.
Being an alarmist in your head, maybe think about what you can do for
to
someone else,
and
that helps anxiety quite a bit.
I got an idea, guys.
What?
And I don't know that anybody. I think we got an idea here. Here's the idea. The idea is you don't want that frozen pizza that you had to fight somebody for in an aisle. What you want to do is let's encourage these chefs to promote gut health. What are some of the immune-raising dishes? We challenge you, chefs. Market yourself as we're going to help you bring your immune health up. If you're going to juice more, if you're going to have that celery ready to go, what you're going to do to be able to bring some bone broth to the table, something that will promote gut health that people will want to come out and say, I am not only supporting my local community, I'm going to make myself healthier. What do you think?
Greg, here's a novel idea to tag onto that. Everyone's going to be staying home, right? The kids are all out an extra week for spring break. Now's the time to learn how to ferment. Now's the time to learn how to can.
Why not?
So go out and get some fresh veggies. We'll do that as well.
I would encourage that.
I'm going deeper because I'm staying still. We have to support all our local businesses. I mean, listen, we are all about food and beverage. But remember, it's deeper than chefs for people like me because it's the craft and beer makers. Yeah. It's the craft wine makers.
Can we use this as a moment to get healthier, though?
All of that. That's where I'm going with this. Is you learn how to ferment because the next guest that we're going to have on the air here is someone who is teaching all about gut health, and one of the easiest ways to really become gut healthy is fermented
Carly
foods.
Smith, she's online. She says, I love the idea. Carly, you're coming up really soon. Sonia, I know I interrupted you there, but what's the feel-good moment that you want to leave folks with?
The feel-good moment is that we can come together, I think, as a community and really try to support these local businesses, and whether it's a restaurant or a farm or some other small group, a distillery or a winery. We can find ways that make us feel comfortable to do it. Everyone's got to use their own best judgment, but I think it's really important for us to think about what we want our neighborhoods to look like when we get through this, right? And if those small businesses are gone, it's going to be
ugly,
a really sad situation.
Very
so let's find ways that we can support where we are.
We have to.
Yeah,
we have to.
Where we can do that.
Richie, I let the best go first because I knew you'd need like two people to go before you, so you can get a couple out. But no, you're locked and loaded. What's up, Rich?
I'm gonna unload a little bit. I went to Mexico years ago, right after hurricane, and I saw everybody working, rolling up their sleeves, and getting things fixed. And I think in this situation, I know me personally, and I don't think any of us should be looking to Washington for all the answers because they're in gridlock. It ain't gonna come. We will starve by the time that comes. We have to roll up our sleeves and make sure we take care of each other. What can I do for you, Brian? What can I do for you, Greg? What can I do for you for the CRA? Between ourselves, we have the resources here to take care of ourselves and repair this and live through this and come out of it better than we went into it. You know what will happen? We're going to have safer restaurants.
You're right.
Yep.
People are going to be more.
You're going to have more innovative ideas of delivery and pickup.
There's a lot of opportunity in this.
Absolutely. There is enough leadership and bold thinking here in our industry right here to get through this and not just survive, but thrive. Yes. We have it here.
Great point.
Jay Parker.
Well said.
Jay
well
Parker.
Said.
Yo.
You didn't expect it, baby. I wanted to put it in.
I'd like to point out that my 60,000 people that die is a statistic, so you said, let's keep it to the facts, baby. Those are the facts.
Those are the facts.
Okay. I mean, I'm just saying I would beat the drum if I even tuned in because everybody's covered everything. And I went to community college, so, I can't really, I'm not going to bust anybody's brains.
In all seriousness, listen, the news just came through, but Sam's is closing down for a couple of weeks. And I think more restaurants are going to follow that. You're an employee of Sam's right now. You're scared for some money. And
well, Greg, the last restaurant he worked at just closed. Yeah. I mean, he was with a company for 6 years. They just closed. And that's what we were talking about as well as this. Right now is not the time for something like this coronavirus.
We talk about the point of what I was saying there is we talk about the restaurants, we talk about the owners, we talk about being able to stay in business, but what about the folks that are actually working?
Well, that's why I'm a Lyft driver as well.
Well, hey, listen,
but people aren't going out as much either. I mean, it's just,
listen, man. I mean, it's
Lyft over to the goods.
That's right.
When we're
Brian Freeman, go ahead.
I would encourage everyone now is the time to really try to stay positive. Try to reach
positive moment.
Reach down in between. I've got a lot of stuff going on. I mean, my week is upside down, and here's mine. We have
my
different
mom.
stuff.
I was on the wrong end of this. Mom, you shouldn't have been giving me a bag of supplies today, and with the toilet paper, and put this pack together. Do this. I want you to do this. If you want to drop this off at the Modern Eater Show, you want to drop this here with us at Studio Kitchen, Colorado, by all means. There's some paper towels. There's some toilet paper. Here's some wipe. There are people that in this community that are underserved. There are folks that are in this community that are vulnerable to this type of situation. I want to send these packs out to anybody that we can in this community that needs it. I want to be able to get them the food that they need as well. It's going to be very interesting in this next week, just this next week ahead, of how different it's going to be next Saturday. Who knows? We may continue this conversation back here, this same forum of people, continuing this conversation of what do we do now, guys, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, I mean, you guys, though, we were about to have a conversation
now we have
next
to take
week.
A break, though.
Okay.
We do have to take
Yes, sir.
So put these bags together, and we'll distribute them for you. We'll be that conduit. I have no problem with that. So, Mom, sorry. I need to be bringing you bags like this.
Thanks,
Well, I say let's find the toilet
Take it
paper.
some.
You can't even find half of the things in that bag. Greg, it's so hard
Crazy.
right now. Yeah.
You guys, thank you for your time tonight.
Thank you for
I
having
appreciate
us.
it. You can
Appreciate
stay on
it.
with the fairy godmother. I mean, she's just coming on by phone if you want to talk gut
I'll be
health.
sitting right over
no
there.
problem. You'll be sitting right over there.
Thinking and maybe having a little
Drinking
sip
some
of
wine.
red wine.
And that's what you should do. Okay, what a wonderful
Let them
conversation
enjoy their
tonight.
night here. Come on.
We had a lot of people that really enjoyed this conversation. We'll keep this conversation alive. Thank you, Colorado
you.
Restaurant
Thank you.
Association.
Thank you, Greg.
Sonia Devney. Okay, take a break. Come back. Carly Smith, the fairy godmother, next on the Modern Eater Show.
Choose path through Cyberland.
Don't forget to check us out on Instagram and Facebook for all the fun photos and videos. Just search The Modern Eater or check out the website, themoderneater.com.
It may not be stomach issues.
For me, it's intense gas, or pain, or diarrhea, sometimes all at once, over and over.
I spent years with the symptoms but could never figure it out.
No matter what I did, they never went away. So I decided to break it down for my doctor and get really specific about my symptoms.
We discovered that exocrine pancreatic insufficiency, or EPI, may be the reason for my stomach issues.
EPI is caused by my pancreas. It leads to diarrhea, gas, bloating, stomach pain, unexplained weight loss, and oily stools. The symptoms just don't go away.
But EPI can show up with even one symptom.
The good news? EPI is manageable.
But to get to the right diagnosis, you have to break it down for your doctor and get specific about the severity of your symptoms.
Visit identifyepi.com to learn more and use the symptom checker to help change the conversation with your doctor. Brought to you by AbbVie.
Hi, I'm Charlie Gottenkenny, brewmaster at Brews Beers, Denver's award-winning Belgian-style brewery. I am very pleased to tell you that our new tap room at Colfax and York in Congress Park is now open, and it is a unique experience. It's close to great restaurants, has a big sunny patio for warmer days, will feature live music, and it has a very cool contemporary Belgian-style bar and tap room. To celebrate our second location, we have 18 beers on tap, including several limited edition sour and barrel-aged beers. For some holiday good cheer, try our figgy pudding and our unique champagne beer, Brut Le Grand. Check it all out on our website, brewsbeers.com. That's Brews, spelled B-R-U-Z, at 67th and Pecos, and now open in Congress Park at Colfax and York. Join us this week at either location for some serious Belgian-style badassery.
Wear black and eat spices. Hey, Modern Eater listeners, this is Zach from The Spice Guy, Colorado's favorite spice company. Spice is the variety of life. At The Spice Guy, we have a passion for sourcing the best ingredients from the best farmers all over the world. Choose from thousands of different GMO-free spices and ingredients, or let us create and blend custom flavor profiles for whatever style of food it is that you're working with. With over 1,000 restaurants, food brands, and chefs behind us, you can't go wrong when you choose The Spice Guy for all your spice needs. The Spice Guy.
Spicy.
Born in Breck, raised in Denver.
TheSpiceGuyCo.com.
Hey, you know what? It's the new year, and everyone's always looking for new ways to be more profitable. And so they always attack the different line items. But one almost everybody never looks at is their utilities, what they're spending on natural gas. Brian, do you have any tips for us on how to save money on natural gas?
Absolutely. Just call me. Call me. That's all you got to do.
What's that number, Brian?
That number is 720-245-5771.
Be sure and give Brian a call at Encore Energy.
She is.
Smithson, I'm a food hack, a.k.a.
What?
writer. I was just told that I should my lines. And you're listening to The Modern Eater Show on iHeartRadio.
Yes, you are, and thank you very much. here it is. Coronavirus dominates the news. It dominates our life. And this has been wall-to-wall coverage on the Modern Eater Show this evening. That was a great conversation with the Colorado Restaurant Association. I have a feeling, Richie, we're going to continue that conversation with them for the weeks ahead.
It's the most important thing to talk about.
It is. It truly is.
It is.
It's a very. It's a desert here in Studio Kitchen, Colorado tonight, and I think that was the right thing to do. Not just because we want to show that things the normalcy can continue, but at the same time, we didn't want to distract from what the message we wanted to have.
Yeah,
I think that it came across that much more powerful.
You made the right call, because I think all this activity in the back, although it's fun and we love it. It would have been a diversion from the importance of this message.
Well, it's not being authentic, in my opinion, and authentic and genuine with our viewers and listeners out there, because what is going on is so important that we do need to stop and take heed and change the way we do things. Listen, it doesn't have to be forever, but it should be right now.
It is right now, and it's immediate. And my spirit guide, I don't know about yours, but my spirit guide for my gut, this is the lady.
Oh, come on. She's so much more than that for me. Oh,
I know. She's everybody's friend.
I have a crush on her. I think she's the greatest when it comes to really helping you out and really changing your life. She did a lot for me.
Well, listen, here's the deal. It's the two and only. Her name is Carly Smith. She's the fairy gut mother, but she actually had to do this out of necessity to keep herself alive. And without further ado, here she is, a friend of the show. We all love her. Her name's Carly Smith, the fairy gut mother. How are you, Carly?
Hi, guys. Thank you for having me.
What'd you think of the show tonight?
It was awesome. It was really cool that you did this, and I think it was helpful for a lot of people. So
Where do you want to start, Carly? We're going to kind of let you just lecture, if you don't mind.
I would love to. I have a lot to say about this, actually. I guess there's a couple things. Like, the first thing is that I'm a little disheartened at the fact that no one's talking about nutrition and diet and lifestyle as a means of preventative medicine and a way to help combat this virus. And I think this is extremely important to me, and I'm very passionate about it because, like you said, this is how I got into all of it. Was I had Lyme disease and basically healed myself through gut health and diet and lifestyle changes. And while coronavirus is not Lyme disease, there are some similarities in just kind of the testing and the misinformation and all that kind of stuff. But the foundation really is our gut. Our entire immune system is located in our gut.
Carly?
And so we talk about washing our hands and distancing and all of these things. These are great things to practice and to do, but we also need to be thinking about gut health. This is, like I said, our entire immune system is in the gut. And when you think about gut health, it comes down to diet and lifestyle. It's eliminating and reducing the processed foods, the hydrogenated oils, the sugars, the foods that we're eating that are just completely wreaking havoc on our gut and our food system, and combine that with this overstimulated, toxic, and stressed lifestyle that most of us are living. This is just a recipe for disaster.
Wait a minute,
and none of us are.
Is Carly with? Can you can hear me, right, Carly?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay,
can you
cool.
hear me?
Yeah, so I can hear you just fine, perfectly. I just want to make sure that we can have a conversation with this dialogue. So are you saying that me stressed out, trying to find a place to park in the King Soopers parking lot with lines around the building, searching for toilet paper or coffee filters to wipe their private parts, that stress along with getting a frozen pizza, that might not be good for you right now? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, you bet. And that's the other part that I wanted to talk about was the fear that we all have. Fear is stress, and I'm not trying to undermine this situation by any means. I think it's, very critical, and I think we need to be taking the proper steps, to mitigate exposure and all of that. But fear is not a good place to be. And instead, I think we need to turn this fear into trust that we are making the right choices and the steps, that we are strong enough, that we are, nourishing our bodies with the right foods, and we're healthy and we're strong and we can combat this. with the better choices that we're making. But because fear, nothing good ever comes out of fear. And it's almost like we are sitting here all expecting to get sick. And I realize that, like I said, I realize the severity of it, but we have control of our health. And I think we forget about that. And this is what part of the reason why it reminds me so much of Lyme is that, you know, when I was finally diagnosed with Lyme, it was like, I hope you know that you can die from this and you're going to have this for the rest of your life. And that was basically what the doctor told me after they found out I had Lyme. And I just, you know, think that that's such a terrible place to be because all that does is just invoke fear. And instead, turn that into, you know, you have control of your health. You can start making better decisions, starting with your food choices and reducing your stress levels. And when you start taking control, suddenly that fear reverses and you realize you have power and you can heal yourself and boost your immune system. And it's not to say that this isn't going to completely, you know, cure all, but this is a really strong foundation place to not only start, but to live by.
Okay, I have a tall order for you, Carly. We have one segment to get a lot of information into, and I thank you for this, but we'll continue this throughout this week and weeks ahead because I'm a firm believer in this. There's a lot to unpack. But here's my question for you, and here's our mission. What I'd like to be able to do, and I pose this to the gals of the Colorado Restaurant Association, that in this time of uncertainty in small business and wanting to work with other local purveyors, whether farms, ranches, restaurants, as far as gut health goes, keeping money locally, what can we do that's tangible? Because let's face it, and I might be one of these guys too a lot of times, I'm looking for that panacea. I'm looking for that one pill that's going to cure all of this, make it all go away. I'm just buying time. I've got my stockpile of toilet paper and bacon, and I'm going to wait this thing out. And on the other side of it, I don't need to worry about this. But what you're talking about is an overall lifestyle of let's get our health up. Let's get our immune system boosted up. Let's be able to fight this virus like the bastard it is, right? That's a very important thing. What are those tangible things as far as recipes go, how we can deal with restaurants, how we can encourage chefs? What are the things that we can do? We'll take a break, stop right there. We'll come back, pick up right there if you don't mind, Carly.
Sure.
Okay. We'll come back with Carly Smith, the fairy gut mother. One last segment to go. It's weird because the next segment, you know what it is, Richie?
Usually booze in the news.
Booze in the news. All the booze news you can use. Nope, not now. It's all the immune system health you can use next with the fairy gut mother, Carly Smith, on the Modern Eater Show on iHeartRadio.
Point out that alcohol kills it.
Cyberland. Don't forget to check us out on Instagram and Facebook for all the fun
I'm here for you.
videos. Just search The Modern Eater or check out the website, themoderneater.com.
At Quicken Loans, our 17,000 team members know that home is so much more than a house. That's because our clients tell us all the time. Hey, this is Jay Farner, CEO of Quicken Loans, and we want to help you save money on your mortgage with some of the lowest refinancing rates ever. Rates are historically low. You may be able to reduce your rate and save money on your monthly mortgage payment right now. Pay off some credit card debt or put some money towards that new bathroom or kitchen you've always wanted. The rate today on our 30-year fixed-rate mortgage is 3.99%. APR 4.23%. That's right, 3.99%. While we can't predict what will happen in the future, we do know that rates have dropped and now is the time to save money on your mortgage. Call us today at 800-QUICKEN or go to rocketmortgage.com to learn how refinancing now may be the right mortgage solution for you. That's 800-QUICKEN or go to rocketmortgage.com.
Rates subject to change. Pay 2% fee to receive this discounted rate. Call for cost information and conditions. Equal housing lender. Licensed in all 50 states. NMLS number 3030.
Hey, it's Chef Elon Wenzel, owner of Element Knife Company. If you cook, then you'll know the importance of a quality knife and proper care. My training in Japan exposed me to exceptional cutlery. That's why I am so excited to offer you the knives I fell in love with. Element Knife Company is chef-driven, and my goal is to support and educate. Get at me for a knife clinic or conversation. Find me at elementknife.com or by simply calling 303-460-4628. For the best knives in your kitchen, think Element Knife Company.
Hey guys, Chris Johnson here, owner of Rome Sausage, your hyper-local source for all things sausage awesomeness. My family is proud to carry on the fine traditions of Rome's founder, Jerry Rome, by producing a variety of amazing sausage in small batches with an eye on quality, not quantity. Every batch is made here in the great state of Colorado By hand mixing spices, utilizing lean cuts of pork to make an outstanding product, sourcing ingredients and materials locally, we are committed to supporting local vendors, chefs, restaurants, and the entire Colorado food scene. Getting hungry yet? Brats, Italian, breakfast, hot Polish, green chili, chicken apple, and the world's best chorizo. You can source all of our sausage through a variety of food service distributors. If your distributor doesn't carry it, call us. We'll come direct. You want a custom item? We'll do that too. Samples, and of course, sausage jokes, can be had by contacting me directly at chris@romesausage.com or by phone at 303-296-7663. The modern eater loves Rome sausage, and I know you will too.
What do you get when you have two women who love to play with corn? A unique craft distillery, of course. Let me explain. Hi, my name is Alex Tudor. My mom and I own Meridian Spirits, located right here in Colorado. Chances are you've seen our award-winning Coupe Gin and Coupe Vodka on the shelves at many fine local retail locations. Here's our mission. My mom and I believe that family is important, and our business is a reflection of that. When you taste our delicious and locally crafted spirits in a cocktail or by themselves, you'll taste our passion for what we do. Hear our story and watch our progress this year on The Modern Eater. We love to share because everything is more fun with friends. Next time you choose a vodka or gin, consider us, Meridian Spirits.
Now it's time for the Modern Eater's Booze in the News segment.
I like my beer cold, my meat grilled, and my entertainment explosive.
All we need is a chair and a cooler beer.
Here's your booze news.
Okay, booze in the news. Not tonight. We're talking coronavirus, and I don't see why not. It's interesting here in the kitchen. Jay, no dishes to do tonight?
Yeah.
We don't have, or you don't have to do dishes tonight. I say we, but I don't want to take it away.
Yes, please don't do that. Hey, you know what's weird, though, isn't it, that it really, I feel, for me, it really took an hour and 45 minutes for me to lighten up. This stresses me out. And that's why I think it's great to have Carly Smith on the phone, because what she can tell us
you've opened up right
is
there.
that.
Hey, Carly, are you back with us?
I'm here, yes.
Brian's about to tell us what you can tell us.
Yes. I'm excited because, as I was just saying, to a quick recap for you, Carly, is just the fact that it took me an hour and 45 minutes to get really relaxed into our show because of the stress. And with your plan about gut health, we've been talking about stress, and there's also other things besides food. And I'd like you to share that because I think you're a huge proponent of other things besides food to help your stress levels, that help your gut health. So, folks, this is the Modern Eater, 650
Don't worry about that.
KHOW, Carly Smith right here, trying to bring it all together.
Thank you, Carly. Go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of things that we can start doing now as far as the diet is concerned, making changes that are going to help to support and boost your immune system. And I think this really helps that once you start feeling like you have control, a little bit of this situation is so out of control, right? And I think that's part of the reason why there's so much fear and uncertainty and, so much stress around it. But we can control ourselves, and we can control our choices around our food and our diet and our lifestyle. And all of these things are going to help us to boost our immune system and stay strong and stay healthy. And so some of the things that you can do diet-wise, obviously we want to think about how they relate back to the gut, because that's where your immune system is located. And so one of the things, it's definitely eliminating the foods that are going to be the most damaging, which are the processed foods and sugars. Those things just, really throw off the balance of the microbiome, contribute to leaky gut and all of that bad stuff. So limiting those foods, consuming more fiber, fresh fruits and vegetables, and this is a great way to support your local farmers, your local ranchers, your restaurants that are buying from your local farmers and ranchers. So that's going to be really helpful with that. Fermented foods like sauerkraut, kombucha, kimchi, bone broth. I'm a huge fan of bone broth or stock. It's just helpful, and it's anti-inflammatory. It helps heal the gut lining. And right now, as being so stressed out, I think that broth, I call it, it's like a hug from the inside. So there's nothing more comforting than a cup of broth, in my opinion. So, making broth would be a really great idea right now. But also taking supplements like vitamin C, a probiotic, helping to repopulate the gut with the beneficial bacteria, staying hydrated. So there's a lot of different things that you can do to help, keep your immune system strong during this time.
Yes, and massage, too. Richie was just...
Massage, yoga.
Yeah.
That's where I wanted you to go, Carly. Tell us about
that distracted me.
meditation and all those other things as well.
Well, and then that's the other side of it, is your lifestyle is mitigating and managing the stress. And so we all did yoga together. I'm sure you guys are staying up on that because I know how much you loved it. But yoga,
Jay doesn't like it.
Don't derail Carly right now. Jeez, stop.
No, but those are all good things. Just even getting outside and walking, just being mindful of your thoughts and trying to just get away from that state of fear and move that more towards that state of trust that you're doing all the right things that are healing your body and boosting your immune system, and that you're strong and you're healthy and your body can handle this. The body is absolutely amazing, and I really don't think we give it enough credit. And, I don't think that we believe in ourselves that, we can do this. And I think if we, sometimes it sucks, these things happen, but they are what force us to make changes in our life. And, maybe the silver lining is that this will force a lot of people to reevaluate the decisions that they've made around their health and their diet and their lifestyle. And it doesn't have to be a complete overhaul. Just small, little, tiny changes can make a really, really big difference.
Yeah. This isn't a bunker down, Katie bar the door, get your frozen pizza and Netflix and chill situation. I was seeing people today. It almost warmed my heart on the drive to work. I'm seeing people. I'm driving down 8th Avenue. Folks are walking around Cheeseman Park and getting some fresh air. Do that. Take this as an opportunity of reflection. You've got some time on your hands.
Right.
I mean, you're self-quarantining.
Vitamin D, man.
The one thing I want to ask you with just a couple of minutes left, Carly, we're talking about, okay, let's come together. Let's unify with this. Let's figure out ways to be able to work together on this, but yet we want to social distancing. How do we do that, Carly, in this time?
Yeah, and it is unfortunate, that this is like such a time of separation. I mean, we're already so separated as it is. I think with a lot of things that's probably not a good place to be. That physically I understand, but it's just not a good time to find differences and hone in on those things. I think we're a lot more similar than we. What's that?
Let's share recipes. This week, here's the deal, is that I don't know what this week's going to take, or we're going to have food and good food available, but we need to share resources. And I think with Carly Smith, the Fairy Gut Mother, folks want to get a hold of you to say, how can I bolster my immune system? How can I get myself, if I wasn't on track and I have underlying things that are compromising my immune system, how can I reach out to an expert? I mean, if you've saved yourself from literally, they said, you have the capabilities of dying from Lyme disease and you healed yourself through your gut health, that's a person I want to talk to. How can people get a hold of you?
So my website, just fairygutmother.com, social media at fairygutmother. And there's, you can message me through all of that. And I'm always happy to answer questions. But I think, just coming back to that thing of coming together, definitely I was just going to say, sharing your information of, your recipes, or if you have a healing story and what's healed you, or these things that help to bring each other up. And again, shifting the idea and shifting the mindset from kind of like this fear and panic and stress to, safety and security and trusting and information that's going to help unify us, bring us together.
Carly, with 5
heal
seconds
us
left, we're going to stay in touch. We're going to see you next week. It is the Modern Eater Show.
Happening across the nation right now. ADP is helping Party City stores streamline recruiting. Music houses like Squeaky Clean Studios are demoing tracks while ADP helps keep business on track. And ADP helps a small Mexican restaurant keep up with compliance demands. When ADP helps businesses achieve what they're working for, that's newsworthy. HR talent, time, benefits, and payroll. Informed by data and designed for people. Learn more at design.adp.com.
Hear that sound? It's